Well, reaction to the landmark ruling was swift across the country, from strong emotions among abortion rights supporters and celebration from those supporting the court's ruling. The decision to overturn Roe v. Wade came down to a 5-4 vote. You can see right here how the justices voted. U.S. Capitol Police in Washington separated the two sides there. Our sister station in D.C. says the scene stayed mostly peaceful.
Across the country, shockwaves following the Supreme Court's bombshell decision. Demonstrators outside the U.S. Supreme Court early Friday.
It doesn't matter if you don't agree with abortion, but that doesn't mean you take the rights away from somebody else.
I was shaking and I was so happy.
Across the country, more reaction, massive crowds swarming the streets of New York City, Boston, and beyond.
With Roe gone, let's be very clear. The health and life of women in this nation are now at risk.
From the White House, President Joe Biden calling the court's opinion out of step from the views of most Americans. Inside the Capitol, opposing views from House Speaker Nancy Pelosi and House Republican leader Kevin McCarthy.
It's a slap in the face to women about using their own judgment to make their own decisions about their reproductive freedom.
Americans celebrate this historic victory because we know it will save the lives of millions of children.
The 6-3 decision from the court's conservative majority upheld Mississippi's abortion ban after 15 weeks. 5 of those justices going even farther, voting to overturn Roe v. Wade itself. The court's liberal wing drafting a sharp dissent. Justice Stephen Breyer asserting Alito's ruling cleared the court due to 3 justices appointed by former President Donald Trump. Neil Gorsuch, Brett Kavanaugh, and Amy Coney Barrett, whose decisive votes overturned Roe. Neither law nor facts nor attitudes have provided any new reasons to reach a different result than Roe did. All that has changed is the court, Breyer wrote. 13 states have trigger laws ending abortion access now that Roe is overruled. 13 more states are now expected to move quickly to ban abortion. Now readying for days of demonstrations ahead, extending into next week. Outside the U.S. Supreme Court, Justin.
This is truly a seismic shift in the law of our country, leaving the future of healthcare for millions of Americans up in the air. We're seeing demonstrations all across the U.S. and here in our backyard, right outside the Supreme Court. Now, there's a lot to unpack tonight.
About 100 people here outside the Supreme Court. It's nothing like it was earlier today, but these people are still passionate. Many of them have actually been out here since 10 a.m. when the decision was first handed down, and we expect many people to be out here throughout the weekend.
When you come for our rights.
At Union Station Friday afternoon,
when you come for our rights,
we found hundreds of people still in shock.
I do not have the words to express how angry and how devastated I am.
This crowd vented their frustration over the court's decision. Now you can see there's still pretty heavy police presence out here too. Capitol Police and the Metropolitan Police Department.
Division in Virginia over the future of abortion rights in the Commonwealth. The issue split along party lines, where currently abortion is legal up to 25 weeks in pregnancy. Governor Glenn Youngkin announcing his goal to shorten that to 15 weeks, saying in a statement, quote, "I'm proud to be a pro-life governor and plan to take every action I can to protect life. The truth is Virginians want fewer abortions, not more abortions."
I was encouraged and ecstatic. This is a decision that those of us who are pro-life legislators have been waiting for a very long time.
The governor tapping several Virginia lawmakers to prioritize restricting abortions after 15 weeks. However, Democratic State Senator Scott Serval says any such bill wouldn't make it out of committee, noting Virginia is still a safe haven.
I do think, though, you're going to see a lot more people coming into Virginia to have abortion procedures because of where Virginia is positioned regionally. There's other states that touch our borders and surround us where women don't have these rights.
Amy Hagerstrom Miller agrees. She's the president and CEO of Whole Women's Health, which runs abortion clinics in the D.C. region.
We are available and open in Minnesota and Virginia and Maryland and Indiana, and we will continue to expand our services there.
This is something we will keep an eye on as the General Assembly reconvenes in January. It's Also important to note that lawmakers on both sides of the aisle are highlighting the 2023 election, especially here in the Commonwealth, where abortion rights could take center stage.
It will definitely take center stage. Colby, thank you so much. All right, now to D.C. Abortions are legal in the city, but D.C. isn't a state, and that means abortion rights could be taken away by a future Congress and president who don't agree with the city's laws.
We know how to fight to protect ourselves and to protect our citizens, but we also know that this Congress can make decisions to pass laws to keep women and our rights safe.
All right, now to Maryland, where abortions are legal under state law. Republican Governor Larry Hogan says he swore an oath to uphold the Constitution and the laws of Maryland, and he will continue to do that. Rafael Sanchez Cruz is in Maryland tonight, and Rafael, you're learning the governor is facing some criticism tonight.
That's right. All eyes are on Governor Larry Hogan, who's withholding funds to train medical experts to perform abortion services.
The president of Planned Parenthood Maryland says they're expecting an influx of out-of-state patients seeking safe abortions, but there's an issue.
We don't have enough providers to meet the demand that already exists here in Maryland. 2/3 of Maryland counties have no abortion care provider.
Anticipating the overturn of Roe v. Wade, Maryland's General Assembly expanded abortion access by allowing nurse practitioners, nurse midwives, and physician assistants to perform these procedures, also allocating $3.5 million in state funds annually to train these new providers. Governor Larry Hogan vetoed the bill, saying it would set back standards for women's health care and safety. Lawmakers overrode that veto, but the governor is still withholding funding for the
is to actually place these protections in our Constitution. And I think that that's the next policy that you will see.
Hogan's office saying tonight that the governor opposes weakening the standards on women's health. If he does not release these $3.5 million, they will roll over for the next fiscal year.
Now, West Virginia is one of those states with a pre-Roe ban, so let's verify where things stand in West Virginia right now. We checked with Roe overturned, a law passed in the 1840s would come back into effect. That law made performing abortions illegal. Dr. Banfield says with Roe overturned, abortion services in West Virginia will be severely restricted, if not completely restricted. West Virginia Attorney General Patrick Morrisey didn't get back to us when we asked whether his office intends to immediately enforce that 1840s law. Now, we can tell you because of all this, the only abortion clinic in West Virginia is no longer performing abortions. According to the Associated Press, the Women's Health Center of West Virginia in Charleston will remain open for services like providing birth control and cancer screenings, but it will no longer perform abortion procedures. The center says this will force West Virginians to travel hundreds of miles away from their home to access health care.